Will you text it to me, please?
Just let me know when you're ready. Are you ready? Yeah. It's on. Okay, you guys ready? Real quick, we're just going to go through this purpose sheet, or as quickly as I possibly can. We do have to meet with you before we take you out of town overnight, so it's something that the county mandates for us to do. We're also going to record this so that parents can, they used to make us invite parents as well, which got kind of difficult, so we're going to post it, Royce will post it actually, online so that parents can watch it as well. Alright, so first thing at the top, of course, Ms. Mathis wants you guys to join that state competition remind, so that while we're there, we can send you stuff like everybody needs to be here at a certain time, don't forget about dinner at this time, where we're going to meet, and stuff like that. So make sure you can do that right now. Join that remind. It's, of course, the same number, 81010, and you just text at ST DECA 16. So take a second to do that. We are going to be at the Hyatt Regency Hotel Atlanta again, so for those of you that have been before, you're familiar with that hotel, and if you haven't been, you can ask other people because they can give you a little bit of information about it, but it's nice because there's food connected, so it's easy to get to. You don't have to walk down the street or anything like that. We are, of course, leaving on March 3rd, which is a Thursday, and we'll be back on Saturday in the afternoon. Saturday morning is just the award ceremony, and then we come home right after that, so. Cost, that's all done, but it does include your hotel, transportation, and one group dinner at Hard Rock that we're going to do. So what additional money do you want to bring? Food for other meals. You'll have 2 breakfasts, of course, 2 lunches, and a dinner. We will have some snacks and water that we bring with us, but you may want your own as well. If you don't do breakfast, you may just want to bring some breakfast bars or whatever. Keep those in your room. You don't have to buy breakfast. That's totally up to you. People get in a hurry in the morning a lot of times trying to get to where they're going on time, so you may want to just have something to eat. But again, there is food there that's accessible, so that's up to you. You guys will be divided up into groups and then assigned a chaperone. There's the 3 of us, your marketing teachers, and then there's also 4 moms that are going with us, so we'll have 7 of us. You'll be responsible for checking in with that person and letting them know where you are at all times. You and your group members will have to have their phone number, which we'll get to that. And then we'll, of course, have yours. If we text you, then make sure that you answer us. If you do not answer us, unless of course you're in competition, we know that, but otherwise if you do not answer us, then we're probably going to try to get in touch with your parents and say, I don't know why they're not answering me, because we're responsible for you during that time. So we've got to know where you are. In terms of packing, pack lightly. I know that's hard for some of you. 1 suitcase or bag only. You can also bring a hanging bag, though, if you want to hang your clothes. That's totally fine. There is usually an iron in every hotel room, but maybe you don't know how to iron. So if you want to bring them hanging, you can do that. And, of course, you could always pack one of those little steamers. Don't forget pencils, if you're doing, especially if you're doing team decision-making or test and role play. A phone charger, don't forget that. You got to charge that phone. And a watch if you want to know your time, like when you're in your event. If you want to know your time, that's the only way you would have to know, because you don't want to take out your phone. In terms of manuals, you guys wrap your presentation boards up in something, just in case when we're leaving it's raining, or when we get off the bus it's raining, we got to pull those boards off. And you don't want them to get messed up at the last minute. So put those big black trash bags, do fit over them. You can put those over them, and then I would just take a piece of tape and stick it on the front and write your name on it, one of your names, so that we know whose it is, and you know whose it is, of course, and those don't get messed up. You may also want to bring something like an extra glue stick. We usually try to bring those, but you just never know how many we might need in case something gets messed up, right? And something falls off or whatever in the last minute, you need to fix it. So don't forget about that. And I would bring an extra trash bag for going home as well, because if you guys place, which I'm sure that many of you will, then you'll want that board for internationals when we go to Nashville, so cover it up on our way back home too. Memorize your presentation. I know you guys are going to make those cards, but once you go through it a million times, you will start to memorize it, I promise. Even somebody said the other day, I think maybe it was Catherine, she's like, I have a terrible memory, but I always memorize my presentations. So you will, if you just practice it enough, I promise you will. So work on that. Photo ID, you do have to have an ID to check in for your event at the table where you check in. So either bring your license, or if you don't have a license, then You can literally print off of Infinite Campus where it has your picture on there. I can help you do that, but if you log into Infinite Campus, you can print that with your picture on it too. And then you can just stick it in. We'll give you like a name badge when we get there, or they'll give us one, and you can just fold it up and stick it in there, and that way you'll have it with you the whole time. Professional dress, of course, is important for state competition and strictly enforced. You will not be able to compete without professional dress. The sheet that was attached to your permission form had the dress code on there on the back of your permission form, so make sure that you look at that. And what we recommend is if you've never done it before, if you're not sure, then take a picture and put it on, take a picture of it, and let us see it. You can just bring it to me and be like, does this work? Is this, is this appropriate? Let us check it. It's better to let us check it now than when we get there and you walk out and I'm like, you can't wear that, right? So just go ahead and let us check it now. We didn't do the pants pledge, but you can definitely wear pants. I still wear pants because I bought pants, so I still just keep wearing them. So you can do pants, or you can do a dress or a skirt if you're a girl, but just make sure that it's appropriate length and it's not super tight. Cover yourself up. Make sure that your shoulders are covered, ladies. If you're wearing a shirt that doesn't cover your shoulders, then it needs either a blazer or a sweater if you're not in competition at that time. We will do blazer fittings on Wednesday during IF, so you'll be coming in here to try them on and figure out which size you need, because you do need a blazer for competition and any time that you go on stage at state. So we'll probably have to swap them around though. What else? Guys, suit, blazer, or sport coat with dress slacks, collared dress shirt, and a tie. It says necktie, but bow tie works as well. Dress shoes and dress socks, and of course that blazer. Are there any questions about the dress code stuff? Again, if you just want to take a picture, put your outfit on, take a picture, you can show it to us, and we can definitely let you know that way. All right. So, tentative agenda for what's going to happen. On Thursday, we're going to leave around 9:30 in the morning because we've got to feed you lunch. So, on the way down, we'll stop at Perimeter Mall and let you go in the food court there. They have tons of options in the food court. Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, Panera, they've got all kinds of stuff in there. So, we'll run in there and have lunch. And then we've got to get down and we'll drop you off there at the hotel. And we've got to check in and register and all that good stuff. There are some manual preliminary rounds from 1 to 5. We have an email that says who has the preliminary round on the schedule. So if you want to check, I know I've told some groups already, so if you want to check with us, we can let you know if you have a preliminary. It's a small group of manuals that do. So some people will be competing at that time. Then the opening session that night at 8:30 for everybody. We'll all be going to that professionally dressed at that point. And curfew is at 11 o'clock. On Friday, we get started early. The individual events, principals, and team decision-making events start at 9 o'clock and go till 2. Business speech, job interview, and marketing decision-making are 9 to 2. The Emerging Leaders Academy, for our people attending that, is 9 to 11:30, so then you can go to lunch. The manual presentations are from 2 to 7, so you guys should have a lot of time to practice, which is awesome. Campaign booths, I know we have running for a state position, so we've got to do that. And then the Foundation Expo from 12 to 4 that you can visit. The Business and Election Session from 4 to 5:30. That's when we all go to. And a couple people will vote. We have voting delegates, but we all go to it. Group dinner at 7. And that's Carrie's birthday. Yes, Carrie's birthday.
She likes Carrie.
We're all going to celebrate. Just kidding. Biggest birthday dinner ever. And then curfew is at 11:30 that night. Saturday, we'll load up our stuff beforehand, get our bags packed, so you'll be up early Saturday. Pack those bags, we'll get them on the bus, and that way when we go to the session, we can get on the bus and just go straight home from there. So we'll try to get you guys home as early as possible on Saturday. We should be back, though, by 1. I tell you, that's my favorite day of the whole year, that Saturday, because we do so well, you guys, and you will do well. And it's so much fun. Everybody gets so excited and jumps up and down. It's a blast. And then there's just a little note down there about behavior. I know that we always have some of the best behaved kids, so I'm not too worried. But Be respectful and polite to your competitors, even if they're competitive with you. You can be competitive, but you don't have to be mean or rude. And also with the chaperones, your chaperones and your advisors. You should talk to your chaperones just like you would us as your teacher. Represent Lambert DECA professionally and respectfully. Make sure that if you have any competition materials that you checked out, which I don't think we did that now that we have competition use, so we don't have to worry too much about that, but we would return that, like easels or any of that stuff you'd have to return. We should get all that before we leave there. So we do have, thanks to Mrs. Mapes, I believe, we have a hospitality room, which is awesome because it kind of gives us one big room where we can set up and the moms can set up with all the stuff that you guys need from us instead of trying to go to somebody's tiny little hotel room. So we'll have a nice hospitality room where we'll have the blazers, the easels, all that kind of stuff that y'all can come in and get snacks, water, and we can have meetings and that kind of thing. So we will give you more details on that, I'm sure, as we go down. Bus lists will be made closer to time. We'll have to have 2 student buses and then 1 luggage bus. That's crazy. The top 7 in individual and the team test and role play move on to ICDC, and then the top 6 in the manual groups go to ICDC. So it's not like top 3 or whatever. It's more than that, so it's exciting. There's the phone numbers for you. Once we assign your chaperones, you'll be able to put that number in your phone. But of course, you can always, you've got Miss Mathis and myself and Miss Gerlach, whichever one of us is your teacher, whichever one you feel more comfortable with, you can always ask questions of. And then Miss Clark, Miss Noble, Miss Mapes, and Miss Riley will be going with us as well. They'll be your chaperones. All right, so what's pack? Again, pencils if you're doing any of the test and role play stuff. A watch if you want to know your time while you're in there. A phone charger, professional dress, of course. You've got, at the least, you have Thursday night's professional dress, Friday, and Saturday morning, right? So now you can rewear. You can wear the same pants twice or whatever. Totally up to you. You can just change your shirt, whatever you want to do. But 3 professional outfits. DECA t-shirts. We tend to wear those quite a lot while we're there. I did just got in literally yesterday some of the long sleeve blue DECA is good. The Jeep shirts. I finally got some more of those. So I'll have those in the store if you want one for State. You're welcome to get one. I couldn't get any of the berry, but we got the blue. Let's see, jeans if you want them, athletic shoes, pajamas, not that you'll be running around in them in public, but money, toiletries, and snacks for your rooms if you want them. You got the State Remind, I mentioned blazer fittings. Conflicts that require any other kind of transportation, make sure you get with Miss Mathis on that. So, like I know somebody has a game one of those nights, so we're going to have to arrange with the parents to be there when they pick you up and then when they bring you back and all that. So just make sure that you get with Ms. Mathis. We've got to have that in writing too. Okay. All right, questions? I think I covered everything. Okay. All right. You guys make sure, where are we on field trip forms?
A lot of people are missing.
Right. The ones that you have, are they finished? Okay, we just need insurance. Okay. All right. Y'all make sure that you turn in a copy of your insurance with the with your field trip form. It changes the 1st of January, so you usually get a new card the 1st of January. So if you went to like fall leadership, that card expired. So make sure if you're thinking that we don't need it, we still need it. Probably.
If we did it, just like gave it for a region.
Region, you should be good. Yeah, if you went to region, but that was very few.
Can we,
You're here.
can we get that to like next region?
For the insurance card?
Yeah. Because we didn't.
Probably. Okay.
I just assumed that it would work for fall leadership. I don't have it.
Yeah, it changes the card.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay. You guys are good? I don't know how to stop it.
Oh, just unlock it.